So talk a little bit about club night. What is it?
So we have our Thobfusk Club, which I almost always say bad words every time I say it.
What does that stand for?
I don't know. Do you know? Okay.
Welcome back to another episode of Made Up. I'm your host, Danny Volk, and we are in the studios of Katie Piatt. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good.
Great. Katie is an artist on residency here at the Banff Centre, and primarily performance. Mm-hmm. So you said full-fledged performance now?
Yeah. I decided to take the title.
Yeah. Did you have some trepidation about that initially?
I've only been performing for about a year, and so I used to call myself like a fledgling performer, like a baby bird performer, and I've had other performers be like, just accept it. You're a performer. Don't put it in a context. So.
What did you call yourself before that?
Before I started performing?
Yeah.
Oh, I was a fabric sculptor.
Oh, okay.
That's what I started grad school with. I'm kind of married to school right now.
Oh, right.
So.
You're gonna get a divorce soon.
Yeah. Yes.
Ask for alimony.
Okay, Danny, are you ready to get made up?
I am.
All right.
So, comedy. Let's talk about that.
Okay.
Are you a comedian?
So, I want to say yes, but I don't know if I've earned the title yet. I just did my first stand-up last night.
How'd that go? I was there. It was great, but how did you feel it went?
I was kind of mixed afterwards. I was like, oh, because, you, in your head, you're like, I want the room to just be exploding with guffaws.
Have you done stand-up before?
I did stand-up one time on accident. I was asked to do this show. It was a storytelling show, and they asked me, they were like, what's your theme, Katie? And I was like, oh, I'm going to tell stories about being raised religious and in Missouri, and they were like, okay, and then it turned into a stand-up. It was like, oh, the thing about religion is...
So tell me about Annie.
Oh, Old Annie?
Yeah.
I bought this dress online that I thought would look cute on me, and I ended up looking like Little Orphan Annie if she grew up, and I just kind of thought, well, what would that be like as a character? And so I made this really choppy video of, I waited for all my roommates to go to sleep. I lived in this dorm with 4 other girls. And I waited for them to all go to sleep. And I started shooting these shots of Annie on the couch, itching her belly and eating ice cream and just being like, this is what I do now. She wears a gray curly wig. I have this constant struggle with the question of validity. Does this count as a work? Does it not count? For a long time, I was like, oh, this makes people laugh. Does this count as artwork? Shouldn't it be deadly serious? And since then, Old Annie's been here. I crashed the Whitney Biennial this year in New York. So I didn't really do anything big. When I say I crashed the Whitney, people are like, oh, what did you, is it a protest? Nope, I was just there.
Okay, so where are you? You're in school. You're finishing your MFA right now. Mm-hmm. And where are you?
I am in Portland, Oregon at the Pacific Northwest College of Art. But there are 13 of us, and I'm the only performer. I'm the only identifying performer. There are people that do performances, but then they're like, oh, I draw, I paint.
So coming to this residency has probably been a dream come true for you.
Oh, completely. It's just been, kind of a jump start for different parts of my practice. Mm-hmm. The whole, we have club night every week, and having to have something prepared every week has been a really good boot camp for me.
And how is that? Cool. Do you like being pushed like that to generate a lot of performance
material?
That's
been, I'm actually discussing with my partner back home who's a comedian that when I get back home, it's we're doing open mics. It's no, not an option. Mm-hmm. He doesn't have to, he can come if he wants, but I'm going to have something prepped every week and just do it in front of anyone, whoever, who wants to listen.
Tell me a little bit about the Banff Centre and your experience here.
So it's really lovely here. Apart from the mountainous terrain and just being surrounded by nature all the time, it's such an interesting concept to be in a place where everything is taken care of for you, and you just go make art. It's just a colony of artists. Somebody the other day, for one of our club nights, I did a piece where I was dressed as a man, as my brother in particular, and I had another artist who's here for another residency ask if she could photograph me as a man just because she'd seen me dressed that way. Because I went to lunch dressed that way one day. So I was hungry and lunch was ending, and I was like, I can eat past the beard.
So tell me a little bit about your studio and what you're doing in here.
Yeah, so I'm not in here very much, actually. I was the first couple weeks like, oh, the studio begs for, this studio is 4 times the size of the studio I have in Portland. So, like, it immediately is a challenge of movement in my performance. Like, a lot of my video performance pieces are the testimonial shot from the chest up. Like, I was looking at artist Alex Bagg for a long time. Mm-hmm. And so when I came in here, I was like, oh, this calls for more action, more movement, let's do it. And so I haven't really been in here to do it. I've been moving out on the grounds.
So in here, is it mostly like storage, backstage, green room type thing, or?
Yeah, I would say so. Like there is kind of this installation over here in the corner that I'm working on for our open studios. But apart from that, yeah, I'm not in here very much. Like I noticed that some of the other residency friends will come in here and we'll all put on wigs together sometimes. Like that's one of the things where I'm like, are you having a bad day? Let's wig out. So that's happened several times.
So you're finishing up your second year of grad school, your final year. Mm-hmm. So when is your thesis show?
So my thesis show would be in May of next year.
May of 2015?
Mm-hmm.
How's the Portland art scene?
The Portland art scene is really interesting. There's a lot of underground, like, grassroots galleries that just, 2 people got together and were like, hey, my house is big enough, let's do it right here. And so that's their gallery. But then there are people that have, there's this gallery right by my house called the Blackfish Gallery. Mm-hmm. And, when I first saw it, I was like, oh, Blackfish, you're going to go in there, it's going to be some chick, like, chewing gum, wearing a Metallica t-shirt with blue hair. Like, that's great. And I went there and it was, like, all very, older citizens of Portland, all very old white people kind of cheering their champagne with each other over these like really interesting landscape paintings on the wall.
So tell me a little bit about the makeup that you're doing.
Okay, so I decided a few days ago I was thinking I was going to make you look like Amy Winehouse because I love doing the cat eye eyeliner. But then this morning I was thinking about my thesis and how Amy Winehouse doesn't wear very much makeup apart from the cat eyes, and so I decided to make you look like Divine.
Do I look like Divine?
Yeah, I forego making your face like very cake white because I was like, I don't know how much time we have, and it's all about, the arched eyebrows.
Yeah, I feel like my eyes have been worked on a lot. They should be really impressive.
I hope so. We'll see how my skills come out. So are we done?
Are you done?
I think so.
Okay.
I think I'm ready for an unveiling.
All right, let's check it out. Ooh.
It was hard doing your lips. I was like, oh, he's asking me questions, but had to do it.
That's pretty good. So, could I say that I look divine?
I think you could.
Divine 2 ways.
Double divine.
Double divine.
I wonder why that was never a project that was done.
Maybe we just hit upon a project for you.
After thesis, after me and school part our ways and I get my prenup.
Okay. And then we'll double divine it.
Yes.
We'll double down the divine. I don't know what that means, though. Double down. It means get serious, right?
Yeah, double down. It's
Let's
like
double
we're
down
putting
on
all
divine.
in on double divine.
Double down on double divine. You heard it here first. Thank you so much for having us in your studio.
Yeah.
Thank you for this makeup job. And this has been Made Up with Danny Volk. We'll see you next time. And now